Everybody, welcome to episode number 37 of the Reseller Stew. Today we have a special guest, Miss Holly, who's going to be discussing with us how she balances her reselling business with her family life. So everybody, welcome Holly today.
Hi! Hi! I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. I think it's going to be a great show. I'm super stoked. How's everybody's week going?
Good.
Good?
Pretty good.
Miss April got her hair did.
It looks so pretty.
Go on with the girl.
Yeah.
Flip that hair.
All right, so anybody have anything special went on this week? Anything exciting?
I did.
What happened?
Well, I went ahead and decided to get a storage unit again. And I got a second antique booth. So I've been setting that up and going to go back out there this afternoon and set that up too. So
what kind of stuff do you put in your antique booth? Because I've always really wanted to kind of get one, but they're super expensive here in Austin. It's like, I think they start out at like $250 for like a tiny one. And
wow.
And I always thought, like, if I actually got one, I would end up buying all of the stuff that I don't really need to buy.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, that's cute. I can put it in my booth.
Yes, exactly.
So how do you decide, like, what you put in or what you buy, like, for your booth?
Well, I just kind of look like at things that I like and things that I might think other people might like. And what was I going to say? Also, at the antique mall where I'm at, it doesn't have to be antique. So it could be like modern stuff, and even stuff, if you make something, you could even try and sell it there. Like I put in one of those 3-tiered, the fall one, the tray that I made. I put that up, and if it sells, then I'll make more, but I'm just kind of experimenting with it. So,
That's exciting. I mean, like I said, I would really like to have something like that I could kind of like, oh, this isn't really something that's worthy of eBay, but, it's cool or unique, and I could put it in my, in my booth.
Right?
Yeah. I'm a little off today. I think my allergies are starting to act up, so my eyes will not stop watering, and my head's all kind of foggy, so you're going to have to excuse me for being weird. So, but how about you, Yvon? Did you have anything awesome going on the past week, or?
Well, this week, 3 days of it were dedicated to Dad, working on, his property, estate sale. And I answered a call, and I went to my first real live hoarder's house in person. So that was quite an experience. I didn't think that was real on TV. I thought those were like staged or like hyper examples. No, it's real. I saw one right here.
So it was like full to the brim with stuff?
Oh my gosh. This much to walk through. And
wow.
I shouldn't probably gossip too much. It's just that it was kind of shocking. Again, I didn't know how real that really was. I don't think I'm going to be able to help that situation.
Was it one of the ones where, because there's some hoarders that overbuy, like they buy everything they see on QVC, and so a lot of their stuff is kind of new. And then there's hoarders that can't throw anything away. So all of their, a lot of their stuff is really just garbage that they've kept for 20 years. What kind of hoarder was this one? Yes,
this one was a little different from what I've seen on that TV show, in the fact that she was like if this is a term, a high class hoarder. Like her stuff was super high end. Like I said, I don't really know how I can help her because it's overwhelming. She's 73 and she can't do a lot of labor, and she has no money to hire any labor, and I'm not about manual labor. So, but I said, and I showed her what all her high-end stuff was. I said, I can have you money by the end of the week if you want to let go of some of this. She doesn't want to let go of the high-end stuff. She just wants to let go of the
trash.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to help her, but anyways, it was quite interesting. It didn't smell. There's no cats or animals. Like, it was clean. It was clean. There was just no
It's
place
so
to.
horrible when you watch that show and it's like, oh, there's a body over here of an animal.
I forgot all about that show, and nothing makes me want to get up and clean more than watching an episode of Hoarders, right?
I did that. I was watching Hoarders and then I got to looking around and I was like, I don't need any of this crap. Go. Goodbye. Like sometimes I look at my house and I'm like, you know, if there was an emergency, this would make really awful crime scene photos. You know, like they're
Well,
so since I really want to make sure that we get a chance to talk to Holly as much as possible, let's go ahead and get into our normal topics of the week. April, what was your best pickup? You go shopping. I know what yours was, but go ahead and tell everybody else.
My coat, my Dior coat that I picked up yesterday. I bought it for myself. It's not a brand that I resell at all, but the reseller in me started looking it up when I got home, and I was kind of blown away by the fact that it probably retailed for $3,000, and the last one on eBay sold for $500.
that's awesome.
Now, the one that you got, you said it's a Dior. It's a Dior Homme, Homme. So that's the upper class men's line.
Yes, and just so you guys can see the tag, this is the tag.
So it's like a silvery tag.
Like a silver tag. It just says Dior. On the inside, it says made in Italy. All of the articles from this line actually have a reference number in them. That's how you know that they're legit. But yeah, this is actually like the runway line. So this is their really, really high fashion stuff.
So where does it say home on it? Where does it have the Homme?
On the little silver tag.
Okay.
The little
now, I'm going to go ahead and bring up that link that you had sent so that way people can kind of get an idea. Now, I thought I remembered recently, wasn't like Jaden Smith like one of the people that was doing Dior stuff, or was that another line? And I know Robert Patterson's doing Dior home stuff right now. Like I think they're trying to make it more towards like the younger crowd now, as opposed to, I don't know what it was before, but.
Jaden Smith is actually doing, it looks like he's the face of the Louis Vuitton campaign, but he has
that's right.
wore this brand before. Like there's pictures of him in this brand earlier this year.
Where did that link go? It's not even here.
Just because I'm curious, what fabric is the coat?
It's actually 100% cotton, but it doesn't feel like cotton. It's actually a very heavy, fully lined, well-fitting garment.
So have you decided if you're going to keep it, or are you going to...
That was my next question.
I'm going to sell it. I mean, when the right buyer comes along that wants to pay that money, they can have it. But until then, I'm going to enjoy it.
Right. That's what I was going to say. You could wear it, for a month or so until you get, tired of it and don't feel, that much of a bond with it anymore, and then sell it.
That's what
I'm going to go
and be over it in no time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and share some of the completeds. These are all used. And can you guys see?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the used ones, and these are the solds on them. So I think this is very young looking. Like this is a young man's line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is a older generation type of line. This is a young man's line here. Look at that jacket. That's leather. Oh my gosh.
I love it. So much fun. This particular jacket, the one I have, is from the 2003 line, and the designer that they had at the time was really focusing on slimmer silhouettes. So a lot of the garments are very form-fitting and just slim. which is, of course, a very European thing to do. But yeah, it's an excellent jacket, and I love it. And I didn't buy it to resell, but I'm going to end up reselling it.
Here's a tote bag. This is just a canvas tote. So, yeah, that's awesome. All right. Okay. What about you, Holly? Did you go shopping? Did you pick up anything awesome this week?
I actually flipped something pretty quickly this week. It was about a week ago I found a Scentsy warmer, and it was one that was an EMS or EMT one, and it was still in the box, brand new, never melted in, and I got it for $5.99 at the Goodwill, and it sold today for $65 with free shipping.
Wow.
Oh, good job.
That's awesome. Let me see. Did you send me a picture of that one?
I
Okay.
sent you a picture of the complete listing. I sold it for $60 plus $5 shipping, so $65 total
Let me get it up
on
here.
a $6 item.
Was that an auction or a buy it now?
It was a buy it now with a best offer option, and somebody just hopped on the buy it now and
Didn't even make an offer. They just wanted it.
So here it is. This is the EMT. It actually says it on the box, so that's pretty easy to identify.
yeah.
Yeah, EMT EMS, $60. That's awesome. I passed up on an Scentsy that I didn't even look up. It was from their lampshade line. I didn't even look it up. I don't know why. Do you guys ever experience this? I don't know. Sometimes I do, just because I can be so wishy-washy. Where I'm at the store, but I don't really feel like looking anything up. So I'm just walking around whatever. You know,
Yeah.
They should make me some money.
why am I even here if I'm not gonna look the stuff up?
Right.
Yeah, I was about to say, when I catch myself starting to do that, it's like, okay, it's time to go. You need to go do something else.
Yeah, well, that was I went to Savers the week before last because I didn't go shopping. Oh, I did. I went shopping last week, but it was only for a really short time, and I only spent $18 because I just was not really interested in wasn't interested in shopping. I was just kind of,
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Robin? Did you go shopping this week? Did you pick up anything exciting?
Well, I did a little bit of shopping. I was out of town. I evacuated for Hurricane Matthew. So I went out of town for a while. I set my store on vacation. And I did a little bit of shopping while I was out of town, but I didn't really find very many really awesome things. I did learn about a new brand of clothing, though, that I'll start picking up whenever I find it.
What brand is that?
It's, I don't know how to pronounce it. So
How do you spell it?
Spell it Oilly. It just seems to sell pretty good, anywhere between the $20 and $50 range. So, I was
Lily?
happy.
Oil Lily?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you buy that at the regular Goodwill, or you were at the Ben's, or?
I actually bought it at the Salvation Army where I was. They were having a tag sale, and it was 99 cents or something like that. And
This
so
would
I
be
bought it.
super easy to spot. These are very colorful.
Yeah.
So this is an easy spot on these. Is it mostly little girls' clothing?
No, the thing that I got was a woman's tunic. So it was silk with the burnout velvet stuff on it. It was really pretty.
Deb, is Holly presenting?
No, I don't know.
I don't know, because I just see Holly
I don't have her. No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, because I'm not seeing the stuff you're pulling up on the big screen like I usually do.
I can present myself. Let me...
Presenting Deb.
My thing's not even working anymore anyway. Hang on. Why is this doing this? I hate you sometimes, Google.
I learn about new clothing brands almost every week now since I'm trying to make this a full-time thing. So when
Is that better?
find something new, yeah.
Okay. So this is the stuff. See how colorful it is? That's adorable.
Yeah.
Very cute. Very, very cute. I would expect the prices to be much higher than all of this because this seems like very boutique to me.
But go up a little bit. The one you just passed. You passed one where they literally just had one word and then it was for $85. What? Crazy.
Nice. What about you, Miss Tonya?
Yeah, I picked up a couple pieces of furniture. I got that Milo Bauman S floor lamp, and I paid $14.99 for it. And I'm hoping to get about, maybe about $700 for it. And then, yeah, there's a picture of it. And I think I've decided I'm just going to try it at the antique booth first. And if it doesn't move in a month or so, then I'll list it on eBay. And then I also got the chair.
Wait on that one. How did you did you just buy that because it was cool, or did you buy it because you knew something about it?
Well, there's a funny story to it, actually. The first time I saw it, we'll just say it was like a Monday morning at Goodwill. I saw it and I thought, oh, well, that's cool. And I didn't think a whole lot about it. And then I came back the next day and my friend Raymond, he was like, Tonya, you should buy that. And he was telling me all about it. And so I took a chance on it. And then when I got home and I did some research, he was right. So now anytime he comes to me, he's like, tells me I should buy something, I always buy it.
So how come he didn't buy it?
He has an antique booth too down in Galveston, and his booth is just overflowing with stuff. So, yeah, he's just nice like that.
I'm not that nice. I'd be like, yeah, you should have bought this. Ha ha ha. No, it's fine.
Well, I don't know if he had done the research because he seems like 2 hours later, he's like, oh my God, Tonya, that lamp you bought's worth this much money. So I don't think he really knew at the time how much it was selling for. But yeah, that was funny. And then I got that chair. I just picked that up yesterday. I paid $5.99 for it, and I'm going to put $150 on it for the booth, but only because we're going to be having some sales soon. I'm going to do a 25% off sale. So, and I noticed when I looked on eBay at the completeds, the natural wood ones seem to maybe go for a little bit more than say the colored chairs like that.
Now, was that a specific brand, or it was just a specific style? My dog
Yeah, the style is mid-century. I think they call it mid-century modern. I'm just, I'm learning about it, always learning something new. But the brand is Rambini Stoll, and it's a Danish maker.
All right. What about you, Yvon? You talk about what you picked up, and I'm going to go figure out why my dog is whining, because there's something going on. So.
Okay. Well, when I did some of my stuff for Dad, working on his estate, which is way up in the mountains, there's a little tiny Goodwill in a little tiny tourist town, and I did stop at that again, and I dropped about $125. And gosh, I can't even remember what all it was. I think I got a nice fossil leather bag. I got a Burberry of London's tie, some Harley Davidson, a few items I'm keeping for myself.
Nice.
Oh, I got a Peruvian Connection. Not a sweater. I got a Peruvian Connection dress, kind of trendy dress. I didn't even know how big their line was. I knew to look for their sweaters. Always a pretty quick sale.
What is that made of, that stuff? Is it, what did you call it?
I'm sorry, Tonya. A lot of the Peruvian Connection sweaters that we all sell so well are usually like alpaca or some kind of special Peruvian cotton.
Yeah, I thought I recognized the name when you said that because I have a alpaca or however you say it sweater that I'm selling too. So I'm not sure if that's the brand on it or not. I'll have to go back and look.
Well, usually alpaca stuff sells well no matter what label, in my experience. Like, I don't know, at least $40 or $50, even if it's like a label that's not super trendy at the moment.
Right. I need to bring my price down. I think I have mine priced too high.
That's what I'm doing right now. I have a Peruvian Connection jacket, but it's silk.
Yeah.
It's new with tags. I think I have it listed for $75. I'm going to take the price down a little bit because I've had it for about a month now, and I'm just like,
right. Yeah, I'm gonna change mine too.
You know, Rob and I got lucky, and when I worked on with the research on my little dress, I actually found the exact name and all of the way that Caribbean Connection describes that dress, and then some stock photos of it on a model. You might have luck with that too.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, it has the style name and everything on the tag because, you know, it's new with tags and stuff. So I'll Google it and see if I can find some stock photos. I think that's a good idea.
Cool. My dog was whining because the other dog had stole its treat.
Oh my goodness.
I felt like she was like, because they don't whine like that. So I was like, oh, maybe there's something wrong with my other dog. So I go in the room and he's just laying there. And I'm like, oh my God, is he sick? And then I notice he's like chewing. And I was like, oh, he stole her treat and she's all upset. Like, so.
No.
Okay, so to me, like I said, I didn't do a whole lot of shopping, but I did pick up these, I picked up these dandy caterpillars. They're the giant ones. I got 2.
Cool.
And I've sold these before, and they typically go for about $30.
Nice.
So that's what I have mine priced at. I'm expecting it to be something like either Christmas gift or Valentine's Day. That's kind of the time for them. So
What's it called again, Deb? I'm sorry, somebody was talking to me.
dandy, the dandy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're the giant caterpillar pillows things. So
Oh,
Did
cool.
you lot them together, or are you selling them individually?
I did these ones individually. I haven't actually listed anything yet. I spent the entire last week just going through totes and taking pictures. So I have like 4 bins of stuff that already have photos taken, and because I just wanted to go through and clear some of the stuff out. I'm getting overwhelmed with like the stuff that's in here because it always looks like more than it really is. There isn't as much stuff in here as it seems. It's just kind of spread out, and so I wanted to just take pictures and go through stuff. I just donated 3 huge totes to Savers yesterday of just stuff that either, you know, just wasn't going to sell for the money I was looking for, or it was missing something, or I didn't want to clean it, or, you know, I've gotten much more particular about things that I buy now. I don't buy things like I used to that need to be heavily cleaned, or, you know, don't have the adapters and I'm going to find one or whatever. That was a struggle that I was going through last week, where I was just like, oh, you know, oh, if I find the adapter for this, then I can sell it for $30. And I'm just like, when am I going to find the adapter for this? Get this out of here. You know?
Yeah.
Somebody's talking about bed bugs. No, I don't worry about bed bugs. I don't have bed bugs, but I've never had any issues with any of that. If you worry about it, typically what people do is they will either, I know some resellers that specialize in plush and clothing and stuff like that, will take the bags and put them in a freezer first before they bring them into their house. Or there's
You could
sprays.
also run them through the dryer, I think.
Yeah, or there's sprays and things like that. My stuff doesn't mix and mingle with my other stuff. And in the 5 years that I specialized only in plush for like 2 years, I had never had any type of issue. So, all right, so let's go ahead and move in because we're already at 12:30. Let's go on our best sales of the week. What you got, April?
Oh, we're starting with me.
April, go.
My best sale of the week, I have to give a shout out to Tonya because I was feeling completely unexpired, and she did a listing challenge just for me to start stuff listed, and I sold 2 vintage Italian sweaters. One guy came along and bought both of them for $59 a piece.
Very nice.
So
Sweet.
that was really cool.
Nice. What about you, Holly? What was your best sale of the week, or something you're just excited is gone?
I am happy that these boots are out of my house. So last year on clearance, I went to Walmart and they had frozen kids toddler boots on sale for $15. And I negotiated with the manager and I got them for $3 a pair. And I ended up walking out with like over 100 pairs. And I figured if I can't sell them on eBay, I could throw them up on the Facebook sites. You know, moms are always looking for boots because kids' feet grow like weeds. So they've been sitting in these totes upstairs just waiting for the season to change. And then I threw them up on Facebook sites and they didn't really move. So then I was like, I'm going to see if these are going to do anything on Amazon. And I sent all of the ones I had left into Amazon and they're moving. They're moving for between $20 and $24.99. So after fees, I'm getting between like 14 and 17 per pair for a $3 investment. So I am okay with that.
That's great.
Cool.
There you go. Can y'all see the boots?
Yep.
And I don't have to look at these boots anymore.
Cute.
What about you, Robin?
Sale of the week. Oh, my sale of the week was actually on Poshmark. I had been talking for a while about starting to do Poshmark again because I'm trying to make this a full-time thing now, and I just thought that it would be better for me to do both platforms. And so I went to my favorite Goodwill, and I picked up a Lululemon jacket for $6.99, and I guess because of the color, it's the Lululemon Ghost Herringbone Define jacket. I put it on Poshmark for $85 and it sold in like less than 2 minutes. Like almost as soon as I put it up, it sold. She's already left me a love note or whatever it's called and everything. So my earnings are just sitting there waiting for me to deposit into the bank. And I'm considering keeping my Poshmark money for Christmas. Just depending on how, if I actually have to dip into that for bills or not, that can be my stash for Christmas for the girls.
I used to do that when I wasn't really heavy into Amazon before I ever even did any real RA or anything. All of my Amazon money would just go into an account and it just kind of sat there. I didn't really use it. It was just there as like cushion, It wasn't any money that I used at all.
I'm not counting it towards the money that I have to pay bills with. So, And since I think Nicole mentioned something about it, and so I was like, that's a good idea. I'll just keep that money for Christmas.
What about you, Tonya?
I actually sold another one of those Texas State Capitol ornaments.
Oh yeah.
And I paid $4 for it, and it sold for $59.99.
Let me get it up. So there's that one.
Those are a real pretty one.
And these are the ones that, if people don't remember, that you picked up at a garage sale, correct?
I picked them up at an estate sale. I got 10 of them for $40.
That's nice, Tonya.
Yeah, I have 3 left. So I've sold 7 of them. So that's good.
That's really good.
Awesome. That's amazing. What about you, Miss Yvon? What was your best sale of the week?
Well, I'll run through 4 of them real quick. Since last time we met on last Tuesday, I talked about hitting the queen size department, and I found some Johnny Was. Both of those sold quickly, one for $68, one for $78. They were about $5 a piece. I sold a Loro Piano. It's my first one I ever found, first one sold, cashmere silk jacket. And then this morning I sold one of my St. John collection jackets for $65. So those were my top sales so far for this week.
Wow, that's great.
That's awesome. I didn't even bring mine up because I'm super unprepared. I don't think I had anything amazing that went out. My sales have been super duper not great, and it's because I haven't been listing. I know that. It's like I said before, eBay's like that needy girlfriend that's just like, give me attention. So I'm like, you need to calm down.
Right.
I've stocked you up on attention. You just sell the stuff you already have. And it's like, no. Let me bring it up real quick. And then we'll just hop over to Holly when I find out if I actually sold anything worthwhile. Oh, okay. Here's something that was I was glad that was gone. And then, okay, I've got 3 things. I lied. Where did it go? Okay, so I had these hush puppies in my shed forever. I bought them like 4 years ago, and then I never listed them, and then they were in my shed, and then they were just like there, and I pulled them out, and then they were in here in my office forever, and I finally listed them, and they sold. So, and I don't know what the guy was doing, but he left me a message, and he's like, I need these by Tuesday.
They're groovy.
So he's got something going on today that
You need some funky shoes.
Uh-huh.
Those are fly.
yeah. And then I finally sold these boots. I bought these boots for $12.99 about, it had to be 3 years ago because I was still working at the time. I was still doing my merchandising job. And I remember when I bought them because I was asking, at that particular time, $12.99 to me was too much money. I just thought that that was way out of my price range. But they were like brand new almost. And I went ahead and bought them, and I had them priced all the way up at like $249 at one point. They got down to like $179 and $149. And finally I was like, you know what, these need to go away. And so I put them down to $79.95 and they sold.
I bet you somebody bought them for a witch costume.
They're pretty large. They're, well, I mean, they're a men's size 9, so they would have to be like a women's 11.
Yeah, that's what I wear.
Well, that's, I wear an 11 as well.
Me too. Big feet club. Woo, woo.
And then my last one is this rice cooker. Some of those little rice cookers are worth a lot of money, so pay attention to them. Because some of them retail for quite a bit of money. This one only retails for about $110. However, it was like brand new. I don't know if the person only used it one time or what, but there was no scratches to the inside. There was no issues with it at all. It was very, very clean. I had it listed for $69.95. I took a best offer of $55. And it sold, you know, in less than a week. So, and I paid $5.99 for it.
Oh, that's good profit.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get into Holly because we're running out of time. Miss Holly. Okay. All right. How long have you been reselling?
I've been reselling for about 2.5 years. I started on eBay. I actually started as a dumpster diver. I started dumpster diving and I just had all this stuff and I had to get rid of it. So I started throwing it up on eBay and I was like, hey, wait a minute, I can make money at this. So I just started running with it. And then I did probably a whole year of eBay by itself. And then watching some of the green room guys and how well they were doing on Amazon, I decided to drink the Kool-Aid and started doing Amazon FBA last year about this time. Kitty cat. Sorry. So now I've been on FBA for a year, and so I do eBay and FBA mostly. And you know, like the occasional Facebook group, the occasional Craigslist hustle.
Cool.
Awesome. So you started out doing dumpster diving, and then you were selling things on eBay, and then now you're selling things on Amazon. So you're doing, where are you getting your items for both platforms?
So I get a little nervous on Amazon selling a lot of used stuff. So I typically do new stuff with Amazon. Things that I find at thrift stores. Sometimes I find some good stuff for Amazon at the bins. But usually I do RA for Amazon. I usually go into retail stores and purchase things to flip. But most of my eBay stuff comes from the bins or Goodwill, St. Vincent, things like that.
And what's your specialty? Like, what do you specialize in, like, for eBay? I know eBay and Amazon are normally different for people. They don't do the same things. So what are you doing on eBay?
Well, I kind of go with what you know theory, and I sell a lot of toys, plush, bras, shoes, stuff. You know, being a mom and having to balance, you know, household expenses and the business, I don't really have I'm kind of cheap. Actually, I am cheap. So anything that's going to cost me too much of a buy-in, I'm out. I'm out.
Right.
So cheap flips is where I like to go.
How long did you say you've been reselling?
About 2.5 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so you got into it not as a business, but just to kind of get rid of some stuff that you had?
Yeah, and then I realized, you know, my PayPal account started getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was like, ooh,
that's a good
mad
problem to
money.
have. That's a great problem to have.
Right? I actually, if I could tell you what my best dumpster dive score was.
Yeah, please.
I went into a Big Lots dumpster and I got a case of non-stick bathroom tub appliques, like those little sandpaper things that you put on your bathtub. So I got an entire case. So I had over 100 of them, and I was selling them for $6 each. So that little box made me $600.
And if people don't know, Big Lots just throws things away. There's stuff that is clearanced out. What doesn't sell gets put into the dumpster. It's not. They don't do anything.
They were new in the package, perfect condition. Yep. They were just like 3 years old.
Yeah, I didn't know about that with Big Lots until there was some bras. They were like, I don't know if they were genie bras or something, but they had clearanced them out, and they had a whole bunch of them. They probably had to have 100 pairs. And I went ahead and bought like 10 as like a test, and I put them on Amazon Merchant Fulfilled, and they did really, really well. And so I went back to try to buy some, and the guy's like, oh, we threw those out. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, we threw those out last week or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I went over and looked in the dumpster just to kind of see what was in there. It was stuff in there.
Did you get it?
No, because there was a big table on top. They had thrown out, like, it was I guess the box had gotten damaged, and maybe one of the pieces inside at the same time gotten damaged. So there was like this 150-pound piece of furniture sitting on the top of the dumpster, so I couldn't really get in there.
Yeah, you would be shocked at the amount of perfectly good merchandise that just gets tossed in a dumpster.
Yeah, yeah. And
what's your favorite dumpster to go to?
Well, Big Lots doesn't have a trash compactor either, so it just goes directly into the dumpster.
What's been the dumpster that you like to go to the best?
Wow, that's a tough one. Office Max. They throw away a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and they have short dumpsters.
That's where I'm gonna go.
Our Office Max dumpster is short.
Do you still go dumpster diving?
Not as frequently because I typically have kids in tow. But I'm planning on hopping back on there because it's fun. It's fun footage for YouTube, and
you got to do a video about that.
Right, more crap to bring in my house.
People in the chat are asking why wouldn't they just donate it to charity? If you really knew how much stuff gets thrown away and what gets thrown away, it's absolutely disgusting. When I was a merchandiser, I would ask, I was like, because at Dollar General, they do the same thing. They just throw the stuff in the dumpster. And I was like, why don't you guys donate this stuff? This is perfectly good stuff. And they're like, because it's too complicated. Because of the paperwork that has to get filled out, and then this and that. And then he said that the district managers would start to get, if there was too much for donation, they would start to accuse them of doing it on purpose. And so it wasn't worth their job to even do a donation, and they would just throw it into the trash. Walmart is awful about what they throw away. Bicycles throw it in there. If you ever return a baby product to Target because of baby laws, it has to go into the trash compactor. It cannot be put back on the floor. Car seats, cribs, little swings, all that stuff is put into the trash.
Well, another place that there's obscene waste, I will mention is Aldi's. They throw away obscene quantities of perfectly good food. I have a friend who's on hard times, and she was actually feeding her family from the Aldi dumpster. You know, one bad strawberry in a pack, the whole pack goes in the trash.
One broken egg, whole thing is in the trash.
One broken egg, the whole thing goes in the trash. You know, we got new milk in, throw all the old milk out, and it's still good. So
I watched
amazing waste.
Yeah, I watched Sam's Club throw away 200 pounds of ribs from the freezer, just out of the freezer into the trash.
Right.
Out of the freezer into the. I was like, we could have had a hell of a barbecue.
Right.
Yeah.
Invite all the homeless people.
All those rotisserie chickens, they can only be on the shelf for 3 hours. Every 3 hours, they throw those into the trash can.
Ugh.
I'm
cheap. I don't like to waste.
Yeah, it's really bad.
You think that they would donate it to like the shelters or someplace like that?
Liability. They say it's liability. Bill Clinton had actually signed a bill saying, hey, the stores, if they're going to donate things, do not have a liability. You know, if something happens, they're free of. But yeah, there's just this, you know, liability. It's not even worth it on their taxes. It's easier for them to write off the value that it is for them to do the charitable. It's a money thing, and it's really gross.
I've actually gone to Dollar Tree, and I found 12 garbage bags full of chocolate that didn't expire for another year after Christmas last year. And I just threw those 12 bags into my car and drove them straight to the food pantry and dropped them all off.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So how are you managing? Now, you have 4 children. How old are your kiddos?
I have an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, this year I have a kindergartner, a first grader, and a second grader, and a angel of a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I got to meet her. She barely moves or makes any noise at all. I couldn't even tell she was even there. So how are you managing to continue? Well, actually, let's start here. How much time are you putting into your business? Are you...
Well, I realized a while ago that to scale up to where I needed to be, I wasn't able to. My daughter's at the point now where I can't take her in a store. She throws herself on the floor. It's lovely. It's good times. So I realized that I can't be mom and reseller simultaneously. It's just not working for me. So I decided that it was time to hire out the mom part temporarily. So now I have all 3 boys in school all day, and then 2 to 3 days a week my daughter goes somewhere else so that I can focus on my business, either sourcing, listing, whatever I need to do. So definitely 12 hours a week gets focused on the business. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little bit less. Like this week, yesterday was a holiday, so I lost my work day. So less than 20 hours a week is what I'm getting between shipping, listing, advertising, anything that I need to be doing. So, I mean, I don't have an abundance of time.
Where are you advertising, or how are you advertising?
When I refer to advertising, I'm talking about, I'm also doing merch by Amazon. So I usually take a couple minutes every day and try to get my shirts out there so that they can generate some clicks. I know that shirt. So they can generate some traffic. You know, if I want to throw something on a Facebook group, I can do that while my kids are running around. But listing, I can't do it while my kids are around. So another thing that I did to advance my business is I got all my stuff out of my house. When everything was in the house, the kids wanted to play with everything. Mommy, you're so mean. You never buy us any toys except for the big mountain in the corner. And, you know, they take my merchandise. So the best thing I did was I got my business out of my house. So we were brainstorming on ways that I could get my business out of the house. So we said, you know, could we get a shipping container and put that in our backyard? Could we build a shed? They're all expensive. So we decided to go with a 2-for-1 deal. We actually purchased a travel trailer because with a large family, if you have more than 5 people, a hotel likes you to buy 2 hotel rooms, and that gets pretty pricey when you're traveling. So we purchased a travel trailer, and the travel trailer goes with us a couple times a year on vacation, and then it also doubles as my office. So all my inventory is out there, my shipping supplies are out there, my computer is out there. I go outside to the trailer and I work. So it gets
I thought
me
that
away
was
from the
genius.
kids.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
I think a shipping container is pretty smart too, because they're only about $2,000, but I didn't know what my local zoning would be with having a shipping container in my backyard.
Yeah, and you have to run electric and all
Yeah,
of
and
that,
it's
too.
dark. It would be really dark. I mean, unless
And
they
it's
make them with
cold.
windows. Yeah.
Cold or hot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
A travel trailer, I
So,
think, is so smart.
Yes. Double duty.
Genius.
well, you know, Tonya, I don't know what you're paying for your storage space, but here I couldn't find anything under $150. And our payment for our trailer, I mean, we got an older trailer, so it was about $10,000. So when you break that down into payments, it's like $150 a month. That's cheaper than a storage unit for me.
Yeah.
And I can do everything out of it.
Yeah, I'm paying about 70 a month. So,
That's nice.
For
It's really
70 a
expensive
month,
here.
yeah, for 70 a month here, you get the tiny 5x5.
yeah.
That's all you get. You get a closet. So,
Plus,
so for the 20 hours a week that you're putting in, it's actually worth your while. You had some really amazing numbers for the time that you say that you're putting into your business. And are you paying
yes.
do you use your reseller money? Is it life money? You know, is it bill money and food money and
Right now, it is mostly being rolled back in because, moving into Amazon and trying to scale that up, you do have to have capital.
Right.
But when the pot for the family is down to this, which happens every 2 weeks, I swear,
Right.
that reseller money comes in to save the day. When we need gas or we need groceries or, we have a utility bill that needs paid. So it just helps.
Yeah, that's amazing. So do any of you ladies have any questions? I know Yvonne, you have one for Miss Holly.
Yeah, I just wrote, what does Mr. Holly think about reseller life? I know you
Well, we have a battle that I think a lot of female mom resellers have, and that is that it's not a real job because it's not a real paycheck. But I think he's starting to see that, especially with Amazon, where I actually do get a payout every 2 weeks, that money really does help when we want to go on a trip or do something special with the kids, when we just need that little bit of extra wiggle room in our budget. So I think he's rolling around to it a little bit more, but he is actually, he's our breadwinner. He works almost 70 hours a week, so
Wow.
He's never really here. So I can't be like, honey, watch the kids. I'm going outside to work. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's another reason that I had to realize that I can't do everything. I can't have everything. I can't, play with my kid at the same time as I'm listing stuff on eBay. It just doesn't work. So
do you have aspirations of making it a larger business, or are you keeping it as a kind of part-time?
No, I would really like to be able to put full-time hours in. My big dream is to bring home 5,000 profit a month between Amazon and eBay.
I think that was
That's a
mine.
great goal, yeah.
Yeah, that was mine as well. I think I was right about.
My husband says if I can make as much as he makes, then he'll quit.
That defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, but he said that he'll quit and he'll do all the momming. Then I won't have to do dishes and.
Especially since he's working so much, that's a lot of life that he's missing
Yeah.
out on.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I would like for him to be around more. We always talk about, what's your time worth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my husband, when he was working a regular job, he worked 40 hours a week, and then he came home and he was here and he'd sit on the couch and watch novellas or whatever. And then when he started doing his own business, it was like he worked from 8, 9 o'clock in the morning until 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then he'd come and he'd sit outside and relax with his friends. And it was like, he was never here, and that's a huge sacrifice, to your family, just to pay some bills,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a challenge and a half. It's very frustrating because I feel like I'm doing all the momming alone, and you know how it is.
Oh yeah.
Someone's got to do something.
It's like with my daughter. She came in here yesterday and was like, "Hey, can you open my drink?" And I'm like, "Your dad is sitting right there in the living room. You walked all the way down the hall and came over here to ask. Why didn't you ask him?"
Yeah.
And it's that mentality that mom does everything. Mom does everything.
I have the same problem. Yes.
Yes, indeed. So.
And, I've been trying to get him, to where I'm like, hey, why don't you take her to her art class? And why don't you go pick her up from school? And why don't you drop her off? Because was a lot of time that he wouldn't know how to. Like, if I got sick and I went to the hospital, he doesn't know where to pick her up after school, or he doesn't know
waiting at the wrong school.
He doesn't know the schedule or anything, with and I think that's a common thing with a lot of the dads and the,
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have the lifestyle of a lot of the male counterparts in the business where they don't have necessarily the responsibilities that I do as a mom. I wish I could go out 12 hours a day and source and not have to worry about getting people off of the bus and making people breakfast and making sure people's teeth are brushed and all that stuff. But that's just not my life. I can't go on Saturdays and do garage sales. I would love to do garage sales and yard sales, but my husband works overnight. So during garage sale time, he's sleeping. And I am certainly not going to take 4 kids garage sailing.
Oh, come on. Aisha does it.
Oh, well, she has some type of superpower that I was not given. Her kids must be good. So, you do what you can with what you have. It's more important to me to take that time that I have with the kids out of the house and list, because listing is more of a revenue generating activity.
So what does your schedule look like? What is your daily or weekly schedule look like? Because I know each day for you is different. So what do your days look like?
I really just wing it. Monday, I definitely have childcare on Monday and Thursday. So as soon as I drop off my big kids at school, I take my daughter to grandma's, and then I usually come back here and start packing my daily sales, getting things listed, getting an Amazon shipment together, whatever I need to do for that day. I usually try to make a goal and head for that day. And then occasionally I get Tuesdays. My brother-in-law, they have a 1.5-year-old, so they get play dates. So he watches my daughter on Tuesdays. So essentially I'm getting work done on Monday, sometimes Tuesday, and definitely Thursday. So really only 3 days a week I can actually go out and source and actively list. And other days I just have to run outside for 5 minutes, quickly pull and pack and ship my stuff and get it out the door so I can keep an eye on my munchkin.
And how many listings do you get done in a week? Like, how many are you putting up?
Oh dear, I wish I could tell you it's this phenomenal, amazing number. I would say usually 10 eBay, and I'm trying to get at least 1 shipment into Amazon a week, especially with Q4.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So do any of you ladies have any final questions for Ms. Holly? Or anything? Does anybody have anything going on this week that they wanted to talk about? Any videos coming out or events or anything like that?
I'm making videos again.
Yay! I know,
Live videos.
Yeah. I made a video about the sales that I made while my store was set to vacation, because I think a lot of people think, well, if you set your store to vacation, then your sales slow down to a crawl, and they slowed down a little bit, but I still made some decent money while I was evacuated, so that was nice. So I thought that might be cool for
and Tonya, everybody needs to harass her apparently, because she asked to be harassed about doing a live YouTube video.
Oh my gosh, I'm so chicken. I
All by
don't know why.
herself.
Huh?
So I said all by yourselves.
If I
Yes.
could do it, you could do it, Tonya.
Oh, I don't know. You're braver than me.
Do it.
So
You could tell in the video I was nervous though, but I'll get better.
I get nervous before and during every single show I do.
Yeah.
And I've done hundreds. So
I'm getting really good at editing out me cussing because I've dropped the phone or through the screen, you know.
So to sum it all up, Holly, do you have any like great one piece of just kind of great advice or suggestions or helpful tips or tips that you'd like to give anybody, or even any words of encouragement for any of the moms out there that are struggling to try to make this work?
This is an amazing opportunity for moms because you are in control of your income, you're in control of your hours. I always say it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to work. Like that's my mom motto. So, you know, if it means that you have to give your kid, throw them in front of the TV to make it happen, you just got to do what you got to do to make it happen.
Right.
You know, and if you're determined to make it happen, then you will start to see the rewards for your actions. So just keep trucking on, you know. You don't have to go out and spend $50 every day. You know, you can do it on a small budget. You can scale slowly. You know, when I started Amazon, I maybe had $50. And now I've turned that into, I source now with about a $500 window now. And then when I get paid, I pay off that $500 and I have $500 again to go out and get more stuff to ship in. So, you know, it slowly grows. And, you know, you got to keep your nose to the game and just keep going.
That's great advice.
Also, I wanted to let everybody know that Holly also just recently put up her YouTube channel. So it's called Large Family Flipping.
Large Flipping Family.
Large Flipping Family, sorry.
Yes, it's
everybody
okay.
go subscribe to her.
Yeah, I throw up some reselling tips. I talk about how I balance crazy life of mom and crazy life of reseller and just being crazy in general. So it's new, but I would appreciate support. We actually hit 100 subscribers today.
Yay, that's great. Congratulations.
So that is super duper exciting.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're going to go ahead. I know some of you ladies have to run, so we're going to go ahead and close out for the day. And I really appreciate you, Holly, coming and sharing with us. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
I'm going to go ahead and post the Hangout link over in the chat if anybody wants to come after show hangout. It's fine. I know some of y'all are leaving, but I'll still be here. I think Yvon's still going to be here. So, but anyway, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate everyone taking the time out to come listen to us babble about stuff. So, all right. See you guys next week.
Bye.